welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included. This is a bit of a blast from the past. We covered this a bit earlier in the year. We're picking up on the back of the last save. Well, there seems to be a discrepancy. I just checked my last video to go up on YouTube about 180 days ago. I'm just glad we've still got the save. And it was at day 42 or something like that. So this is the same base. This wasn't there. So we'll have to reverse engineer what the fuck I was doing. And we're doing something up here as well. Oh my goodness gracious. So we might have missed a little bit, you know, maybe 20 minutes an episode, something to that effect. But hey, for those, because I know a few of you really enjoyed it. I love this game as well. You know, pleasant surprise. There you go. We're coming back to this. And let me know if you want to persevere, because we'll keep banging out some more episodes. So let's just sort of get our bearings. What is going on here? So this is a tepidizer, right? Which warms water. So immediately, let's have a think about why that's happening. It's probably because, look at this. We're trying to tap a slush geyser, which puts out polluted water that's cold, right? So I suppose, not being the same person I was many months back, 6 months ago, I'm not quite ready to tap that, but it would seem we're trying to tap the water and then we're going to sort of superheat it, or at least heat it. I don't know if we're going to superheat it though, because it is polluted. It's going to need heating in general anyway, because we don't want freezing cold water. Let's just let this happen, right? And then I'll probably come up with my own bloody idea. We've got a bit of a water reservoir here, all right? Got this as well. Research complete. All right, well, that's a problem. That's a problem that I haven't dealt with. How dense is it? It's pretty dense. Okay, so clearly this is there to suck up that 150 kilos. We've dug this out here. Let's see about... I guess, yeah, you can fit one in like that. Pretty straight, pretty easy, actually. Let's do that. Let's let it run. Long commutes, that's fine. Unrefrigerated food. Our food is not terrible. Sick bay. Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, we'll just sort of see what we can do here. All right, so we're sucking CO2 out of the bottom of there. My sump system, and there'll be playlist links if you aren't familiar with, you know, if you want to refresh or to catch up. But I use a gravity-fed sump, bloody patent pending. You can see CO2 sinks, but the problem is I don't want it flowing past this floor here. This footpath here should be a transit Jeffrey's tube sort of corridor for people. So we need to do something about this CO2. Now, that's stopped pumping because the pipe's blocked. Though it's not super dense down here, 300 grams. You can see that looks thicker. So if you give it a little bit, this should start dissipating a little bit. As this starts to feed down into the bottom. Now I wonder what I was up to here. Alright, let's just let everyone sort of do their things. Because it couldn't hurt to open this up, because we're going to have flow issues. Though, it does seem to be filling that reservoir up nice and fast. I might even have to think about how I'm going to process the CO2. Look at that. Okay, it's starting to clear up. So that's nice. That's good. This is all sealed in now, so in order to elaborate on that, I will have to break out into there. It's not a problem. How's the development of this going? Looks like it's all mostly sealed in as best as it can be, which is good. So I guess we're gonna pump it. All right. Pipes running up here. Let's run a corridor up here. Oops. Let's get this dealt with. I wonder what's happened here though. I think this might have been me just drawing because liquid tepidizer. We'll let it construct. It's funny trying to figure out what my old brain was doing. Oh, they're gonna get locked in. Stop that. So, I'm probably gonna need access of some description. Could put a door here. Let's just do that for the time being, so it's done. What sort of pipe have we put there? Just a normal pipe, okay. Right. We seem to have tech for the electronic doors. So let's copy that and we'll plug one in there. We'll run power up. Yeah. We do have a lot of water here. Heat death could be a problem. Though if we just pump freezing cold water through our base, 13 degrees, that's not going to work either. So we will need a fresh water solution. We also do need a heating solution, a HVAC sort of coolant solution. And are we going to do that with with gas, or are we going to do it with liquid? Not clear. It's alright. We'll attempt to do something with this project. Seems food's pretty steady. Look at that, sump's resolved, which is good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Obviously pushing up here because I want to get the space sort of thing going on. What do we got here? Cool salt slush. Cool slush. Right, so that's we've got a salt one right next to the other one. Okay. Alright, well, let's just put that project on hold for a moment while I get my bearings right. I think... Where are we at? Let's go to 12 people. 12's fine. I'm not that worried at the moment. You'll do. You'll do just fine. Even though I probably have a good system going on with all the different hats and jobs required. But let's start sort of future-proofing. We need a water solution. We'll probably need an oxygen solution as well, but that would sort of piggyback off of it. But the big problem is the water that we're tapping is polluted, right? Now we could superheat this water to turn it into steam and then change state back into clean water. I think that still works. That used to be a viable strategy back in the day. However, given that it's already freezing cold anyway, that's really not a great use of energy. So I wonder, let's have a look at what sort of cleaning systems we have. Ethanol distiller, water sieve, right? Produces clean water from polluted water using sand. Okay. Okay, well, the problem with that is that it relies on sand. Let's just baby steps as we you know, get our footing back. How about we build a building right here? Like, oh, that'll fit pretty perfectly, won't it? Let's just plonk it there. Now, I do like airlocking my base as much as possible. So... let's see if we can't deconstruct that ladder. Yep. Copy that. Oops, wrong button. What's rotate again? It's O. Yeah. Put that there. I guess that'll work. Now, does this spit water on the floor? I can't quite remember. Produces polluted dirt. Alright, doesn't put out any gases. It's got an in and out for piped whatever. Okay, let's do that. Might stick with 12 colonists, because I know that's the mid-game condition. Oh fuck, let's just leave that while I get my footing back. Home sweet home, right? Yeah, population 12. We might just aim for that for the moment. Just because we're picking back up. There's nothing to stop us from clocking it and then going again sort of thing. But at the very least, we'll just aim for the sort of midway mark. Alright, let's tap that. Get that on. Okay, so we're going to want to establish a pump. Now, do I want to hollow all of this out? I don't know, not really, not just yet. This will do here. Now, do we care if it radiates along the way? Probably not, to be honest. It'll normalize to its passive environment. What's the temperature like in this corridor? I mean, it's all about normal, I suppose. Yeah, it'll be doing me some work. So let's just let it do its thing. Jesus. There we go. That's going to take a little while. And we've already run a power cable up there, so... oh, that's going to keep my dudes a little busy. Okay, so that's going to sand filter this into clean water. That is, well, going to be quite cold. Now we could chuck it in here since we've already sort of built an insulation boundary. Probably wouldn't hurt, to be honest. Let's try that, see what happens. Alright, this is going to take ages to build, so we'll just sort of wait for that to happen. CO2 sump is doing okay. We don't have technology research queued up, but honestly, I've softened on my research rushing sort of bent. in recent games. I'm happy for the research to kind of stop because we don't need it, and it's going to take power, it's going to take manpower. I'm happy for our research to stagnate while we personally catch up to where we're at. So we've plumbed some of the toilets as well, so the colony's going quite strong. Looks like the food's fairly steady. Like we could use a little more. But broadly speaking, I'm happy with where it's at. And at the moment, as long as it's all fairly steady, we just kind of want to not overtask our dudes, because they got plenty to do building all this piping. So it looks like they've built... Oh, they've fucking built almost all of it already. That's crazy. Good work, lads. Lads and ladettes. Alright, so we scrub it. I have concerns about sand, however, rock crusher inefficiently produces refined materials from raw resources. I think you can make sand out of that. You know, sort of alarms in my mind immediately go up when I think, do we have a resource that's not truly renewable? There's plenty in there. It's not like you can make a sand mine. That's all right. We'll be okay. We just need to make sure that we don't overdo it with the water. So we're going to use this liquid vent as a lockout, right? Or rather, we're going to rebuild it down here. Oh, whatever, that'll do. I misclicked then, but whatever. So essentially, bugger it, we'll just run it straight down. The idea is that as water pours out of this, it'll eventually get to a level around about here where it blocks the vent. And by blocking the vent, it'll stop all of this working. It'll stop this using sand, and it'll stop drawing water out of here. So the point is that we won't be just overproducing to a fault. We'll be essentially producing literally to the requirement of the colony. As water gets drawn out of this system for whatever reason, it'll get auto topped up, right? And that should control our sand use. Why are people suffocating? I don't like that. Oh, we're nearly there. We just need to build a pump. They can reach it from there, so that's fine. Oh, that's going to be quicker than I thought it would be. I might build a ladder just to finish construction up to there. Alright, so this should work. This should work fairly straightforward. So we're going to end up with a clean water supply, albeit it's going to be very cold. But then I suppose we could work the tepidizer into it. Because say we're using it as drinking water. Oh, sorry, not drinking water, because they don't drink, right? I meant more, we use it for food, but we're also using it sort of for plumbing and that as well. Hang on, give me a sec. Let's have a look at where this is going, right? Washing and this. It's for food, so they draw it out and then they make food out of it. I don't think the temperature matters in that situation. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of be freezing cold. Made a mess. What's going on here? Toilet situation might need work. Luckily we put a little breaker there to stop it flowing further if we can help it. So what I'm sort of getting at is, as we fill this up with water, we might move the tepidizer or something, but we should be able to run that water supply insulated to the points that it's required for consumption, because the temperature won't affect the dudes in any way. Whereas treating it as a, because I'm assuming that's what I was going to do, use it as a cooling system. You could use all sorts of things, but ultimately we have infinite, you know, water. It also occurs to me that we could probably tap that without, what's stopping us from using polluted water as our coolant? Like, it's not the best. There are other things with a better specific heat capacity in this game, but at the moment we have infinite cold polluted water and salt water, I suppose. Do we see the specific heat capacity? Oh no, I might have to click on the brine. 3.4 for brine. 4.1 for polluted water. It's close. Alright, this thing's fired up, so let's have a look. Let's see where we're at. Here it comes. Big moment. What is going on there? Cold damage. Why is that happening? Ice. Ice? It's producing ice. As it comes out the other end, it's frozen. That is interesting. Maybe we will need a tepidizer after all that. How are we going to do this? Liquid pipe. It's churning out ice. Well, we've created an ice machine by accident. Let me think about this. So we're going to have to preheat it. There's no two ways about it. Is there a way we can do that environmentally? Like, we might be able to piggyback off the gas geyser. That's possible, because this is essentially a free heater. I might do that. Because I don't think we're really hurt, and we need more beds. Food is steady. Like, I think we're pretty good, so I've got a little bit of free reign to fiddle. And how have we done this? Gap, gap, gap. Jeffrey's tube. Jeffrey's tube. That's a bit shit. Doesn't really work, does it? So what if we... Alright, there's water under there, that's a pain. We could tap this from above. Yeah, that might be the move. Slime lung. Sadly, that's your corridor there. Alright, we'll do what we can. We will do what we can. Let's do that. It's a bit unconventional, but it's better than nothing. We're going to need insulation. How am I doing this? I'm doing 4 across and 3. Okay. Can I actually build there? Yeah, cool. I can't build there, but that's fine. That's interesting because that's neutronium, so we can kind of seal in there. Right, that'll do for the moment. All right, let's tap that. We don't actually really want to tap it, but we do want to contain it. So there will be a spurt. There will be a spurt. And that shouldn't hurt the base too much, hopefully, but let's worry about getting in there and containing it before it floods the base, because it will. This gas will sink. And then what we'll do is we'll actually redirect our pipe network to run through there. Okay. We have a bit of an ice problem. Hey, at least the base isn't going to have a heat death problem, so the ice is melting all over the place. But we can mop it up. Look, you can see it's melting out of the boxes. But that's kind of good, right? It'll kind of freeze the base a little bit, which I'm not necessarily against. So we'll monitor it, and then when it becomes a catastrophe, we'll turn this machine off. So I'm happy just to sort of let it happen for the moment. It's an interesting, it'd be elegant if I did it on purpose, but it is an interesting solution to our heat problem. You know what, we're just going to stay on 12 dudes for the moment. So, I mean, can you print me something? Blossom seed? Whatever, that'll do. 5,000 calories, eh? Something's gone wrong there. Let's keep an eye on that. We'll turn the panic machine on for a moment. See if we can get that out of the red. So what's going on there? Liquid pipe. Is the pipe freezing? Is that what's happening? It might be. Might be too cold. It's okay. That's okay. This is good because we're getting into that experimental space, which I really enjoy about this game. Poking and prodding and coming up with cool systems. We're probably going to have to ladder into there. And then... Okay, they should be able to bounce along that ladder. I don't think they'll necessarily need to seal that wall. It's not the end of the world. Here we go. Watch, it's already spewing out. Come on, boys. Lock that shit up. Come on. Before you start suffocating, because they're all just breathing in poisonous gas. Oh, great. It's erupting because we let the pressure out, so it's backfilling that. Come on. Come on. Seal it up. Alright, that should help. That should help. This will slow its descent. And we'll see what happens when it gets down into here. Goodness me. That ice situation might become a real problem, actually. Let's turn this off for the moment. Disable. Alright, we'll let them finish plugging that up. Though, it is, for all intents, plugged. At least we're getting some temperature involved. Okay, so the play here will be to run non-insulated piping into there. Like that. And see if we can sort of use it as a heat exchange. Should be good. Should be cool. Hey, worst case scenario, it all goes to shit. This is all interesting though. I don't like that. We might have to rebuild that out of insulated materials. What's the broken thing that needs repair? It's hard to tell. I don't think it's the wires. I actually think it's the piping holding the liquid. Well, there you go. It got a little bit of water in there, and it's very, very cold. 0 degrees Celsius. There, look, you can already see the natural gas pooling here. We've got to be careful we don't flood our base here. Because that's all the ice that's been stored in the boxes melting out of it. One problem at a time though, you know. Yucky lungs. Well, yeah, I guess that happens when you tap slime lung. Might need a larger labour force, we'll see. We do have emergency rations going, so... Got a lot of people mopping, so once we deal with this water situation, our construction efforts might resume. Let's turn it off for the moment. It puts a lot of strain on your base, power, labour. How's the sump going? It's alright. The water can displace it if you're not careful. Pipes are blocked, so at the moment it's just back to gravity feed. It's not very dense down here by the look of it. Oh no, 1,300 grams. Goes up to about 2,000 at max, I think. Yeah, so that might be a problem we need to revisit as well. Okay, cool. Let's finish up there. It's so good to be back playing Oxygen Not Included. I couldn't help myself. Like I said, we're not shuffling the channel, but everything is on the table. So you might see the return of some older series, at least from this sort of yearly cycle, stuff that we've covered in 2022. If there's anything you do want to see sort of come back from earlier in the year, let me know. Chances are it's already on my list, but I'd be open to, suggestion. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more of this, because we'll get it back into regular rotation. Anyway, team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.